Hi, I've started reading slowly through the book of James. It's a great book. I've read it several times. I hope you'll take some time to read through it too. It's got some wonderful advice for people going through struggles at this moment. It starts off by identifying who the author is. It says, from James, a slave to God and the Lord Jesus. James was a brother to Jesus Christ. Andy Stanley asked the question, said, what would it take for your brother or your sibling to convince you that they were the Messiah? Have you ever wondered about that? James starts off by saying he is a slave to God. Slavery has always been a bad thing. No one should ever have been taken in slavery from the earliest days up until now, and slavery still happens in so many ways, even here in our own country. We need to fight it in every kind of way we can. But it says something about us when James describes himself as a slave to God. James is a volunteer slave. That is, he volunteered to be that person. He went to God, he went to Jesus, his brother, and let him know that I will be yours. A slave, some Bibles translate that word servant, but the word is not that. It is just such a abhorrent term today that we don't like to use it. We don't want to use it. But that was the word that was used. You see, a servant is someone who is hired, and they can decide to leave. They can quit their job. They can be fired or whatever. But a slave is someone who is owned. They are another person's property. When we are God's property, God cares for us as his own. Now, I think God cares for everybody, but when we understand that, we put ourselves in God's hands and we say, you do what is best with me. You use me as you would have me be used. You make me into what you want me to be. I am your slave. I belong to you. I am not my own anymore. I like to tell people, you are not your own. You were bought by Jesus Christ with the price of his life. And it means that God owns you and cares for you. Now, I own a few things and I care for all of those things. Some of them are living. I have 3 cats at my house that we watch after and we care for, and we make sure that everything's okay with them. They may not understand everything that we do for them, especially when we have to take them to the vet, but we are caring for them. God does the same with us. We are slaves to the Lord Jesus. I hope you realize that you belong to God.